That's another hilarious thing of the like Coke and a smile bitch where, well, I was talking about this in the 10-minute video of just like performative activism where like there are people
There's a ton of that going
there are
on.
people who show up, you know, post on Instagram just because they want people to think like they're down with it, but really like they have no interest in changing the world. Like they're in it for themselves. And they like the art gallery scene is the perfect example because you have all these rich San Francisco people who, you know, the art is supposed to be showing the struggles in Africa, and Tessa Thompson is looking sexy as hell. And they
throw that in there.
Just like to throw that in there. And she, you know, she's doing it because she wants to get people to focus on the fact that in your cell phone there's this mineral that there's only found in the Congo, and that lives are being destroyed because of it. And it's like these people, they want to seem hip. That's why that's there. They have no interest in like what they're going to give up their cell phone. They're going to like demand that Apple makes changes. That's not going to happen.
It's also like I don't know if I should like really get into this because I just want to be careful of how I explain myself, but like, you know, those white people online who they'll be like, hey, white friends, PSA, blah, 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 blah.
That's the Coke and the smile girl.
And you're like,
that's a Coke and the smile, bitch.
Okay,
have a Coke and smile, bitch, girl.
Other white person who's now the arbiter of what happens. Like, you know, and look, it's a case-by-case scenario.
Yeah.
You have to kind of just, I don't know how to describe it. It's just a feeling, right? Like, it's like you get like genuine or what are you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, and it's one line when they like first when the, you know, protest starts getting really big in the movie, and they're like not worry free. Regal View workers are joined by other telemarketers and a bunch of college kids. It's such a funny line. And then the girl who throws the Coke is like some college kid, and then she gets a sponsorship by Coke for the amount that they're going to pay her as the equivalent to buy 4 white babies is what it's saying. And then they like do a commercial where they like reenact it.
It's so weird how that's just like generally how a lot of sponsorships go now. It's just like, it doesn't matter who the fuck it is. It's just like, oh, look, they're doing a thing that people are paying attention to. Here's the money. Like, it's like, you know, whether it's like music or anything. It's just like the you know, I watched this great documentary on Clive Davis.
I don't know.
He was the former head of Columbia Records, I think, and then he formed Arista Records, which was his own company. But the point I'm getting at is like, you know, he was a great A&R person because he'd discover talent. He would find talent and develop it. You know, that doesn't happen anymore. You know, this is more of a music thing, but I'm sure there's like parallels where it's just like, you know, and then like the opposite other end of that spectrum is like the Coke and the Smile girl. Where it's just like some stupid viral thing that literally has no value whatsoever. No, well, maybe it does have monetary value to some fucking pieces of shit, but like, I don't know. There's just to me like that just reminds me of like this viral kind of like BS. Where, you know, you're just attaching fucking. You know, now you're sponsored by fucking Coke because
it was annoying seeing
8 billion
like
views on your stupid video of you like.
Yeah, it was annoying seeing like Instagram influencers like joining Black Lives Matter. Not that they're clearly there for their Instagram feed, and there's a video of like this girl in a dress who they're marching down the street. She walks out with a sign, they take a picture, and then she walks back.
But again, it's a case by case scenario.
No,
it kind of comes down. I don't know why I keep coming back to this, but like it kind of comes down to a feeling you get. You know what I mean? Like if whether. You know when something's genuine or something's not genuine?
Yeah.
You can't necessarily describe it on paper per se.
Right.
Maybe you can if you really get creative, but like it's more of like an inner feeling when you see something and you're just kind of repulsed. Like
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. So but that's not to say that look, I mean like people that are genuinely there's so many. I think there's no reason to necessarily harp on that side of things, because I think the overwhelming majority of people supporting these causes are for the right reason, and it's obviously important.
I would like to see in the movie like something of like it could have been like a quick second, but like someone in the protest who was like clearly an undercover cop. Because if
like an agent provocateur or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I feel like Boots Riley is like specifically with the Occupy. I mean, in the Occupy, I mean, supposedly there was a lot of that.
I'm sure.
And
there
with
was.
Black Lives Matter, there was a lot of that where there were people who were like purposely placed in there So I remember when I was marching with Occupy Wall Street. These kind of like older dudes were they were like, if anybody's like trying to get you guys to like start violence or break shit, like you gotta let people know, because like there's been a lot of, they said that they were cops, they said they were NYPD, of like NYPD guys were coming in undercover and like convincing people to commit violence. And there was one dude, as we are marching, just screams out like, let's start hitting the cops. And everybody like turned to him and was like, you're a cop, and all this stuff. And they like kind of pushed him out. I don't know if the guy was actually an undercover or just like some douchebag, but I'd imagine like Boots Riley probably has a different opinion than me. Like he probably thinks like that there actually were provocateurs in there. And I'm sure that there was.
I don't think that's much of a question.
But like, a quick second in the movie, like when I first saw that, and I saw like how rowdy the the SWAT team in paramilitary gear that's trying to get the people in. I thought that they were going to like try to do something with that, but
that was another thing I pointed out, because it was another example of like, wow, look at these hyper militarized police.
Yes,
and again, where's the exaggeration?
It's not, but I mean. Yeah,
it's
and
what we're seeing
was 2
now.
years ago.
You got people in New York being fucking pulled into unmarked vans by plainclothes officers.
Yeah.